it felt it's great. So like this is the best part of the game. But as I said, I'm having the least share of time with it. Like I don't understand why.
But like
And see,
how
again,
is the
that again we're talking, again we're doing this, and back to the TV screen again. Like
how is the combat great if you don't focus on the combat and you just press button like a monkey and you still win? Like how
because
is
it was
great?
an easy level. It was an easy level, man.
This is a no-bullshit gaming show where we talk about games and their revenue in great detail, powered by our ad monetization, game design, and user acquisition triple threat expertise. Welcome to the 2.5 Gamers, the unfiltered truth served with a side of giggles. Let's not forget this is a 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously. Tune in now and stay 2.5 steps ahead of the gaming industry.
Dead horse, yes.
Hello everyone, when you hear us, we're in China.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. Bye.
So much energy.
No, exactly, because
You were looking forward to this game, and I'm a bit gleeful because you were talking this game up so much.
Yeah,
And
I
now
know.
even you said it's
it's
shit. And
it's
now
not
we're
shit.
gonna find out why.
Yeah, I know.
Hey
What are you
guys, like,
talking about?
if I need to force myself to play an anime game, something's wrong with it. I'm sorry.
Ooh, what an intro. Hey,
No waifus?
okay. Yeah.
Well, let's just start the intro now.
Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, let's start the intro.
My name is Matej Lancaric,
I'm Felix Braberg.
And I'm Jakub Remia.
and we are your hosts. And
That's right, we are.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Now we need to, we need to pump up the energy because the game we are talking about today is almost 0, and 0 people cares.
That's a great intro.
That's exactly what it is, because we already talked about this game when it was in like the beta some time ago, and not even
We were
us
making
two.
fun of it already. We were making fun of it already.
Yeah, we already knew. You just have to ask 2 of us, and like we'll let you know immediately. Not even like our listeners cared that much, to be honest. So
Nobody cares
But yeah,
about
they
these
don't
anime games that makes millions and billions in the West. It's
oh,
just
this
not.
one doesn't.
billions. Just like
What?
it's not billions. I mean, this game is making hardly like
Talking
a
about
million.
miHoYo. Whole miHoYo.
Whole miHoYo. Oh, okay.
Shit, I can't even spell that.
Yeah, whole miHoYo fine, but this game,
miHoYo miso.
this game not really. I mean, it started 4.5 mil a day. Now it's 1.1, I guess.
Just
And
mobile.
everything-
Keep that
Just
in mind.
just mobile. 50% going from China. Yes, thank you very much. Okay.
Do you want to
So-
introduce this? Yeah, or
Yeah, like why? I mean, yes, it's important to talk about this, and we are gonna, I guess,
we need to
find
talk
out
about
if,
this, I'm
if it's
sorry.
if it's a flop or not. Is it
Yeah,
a flop or not?
even if I don't like it or not, doesn't matter. We need to talk about this. So let's.
Well, of course, we are eager to listen. Eager to if you can persuade me to play,
You didn't play, did you?
You're good. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Now we're done. The
This is
fastest podcast episode in the,
mute
in the whole history
audio in
of
the game
episodes.
because it just like needs its full screen. Okay. Anyway, so the other problem is that unfortunately it's not even the whole month from the game launch that we can compare the metrics and everything. But it seems that
You don't need to.
yeah, we don't really need to. The trends are pretty much there. Yeah. So this is the third biggest game, or let's say third most anticipated game, because these guys have many games, not just not just the ones that you see here, because there's also Honkai the third, the original before Genshin Impact. Then of course miHoYo is known mainly for Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, which are the 2 juggernauts, which did like.
But they're not as juggernaut.
They're not
they're
a juggernaut.
a juggernaut, but just for comparison,
We
October 20.
bastardized that word, huh? We should really ban that word for like a good 6 months, huh?
October
No.
2020, like the first big month of Genshin was 160 million on mobile, and regarding Honkai Star Rail, again, like not the launch month, but the next month it was 210 million. So yeah,
Not bad.
that's pretty giant. And yeah, this
So now
month
they're fucked.
for
pretty much.
Zenless Zone Zero seems like something like yeah, it doesn't really seem so. It seems something like 50 million, and I think they already said that they brought 50 million already, because we see only mobile revenue. But yeah, it seems it's the
if the
smallest
PC
of them
revenue
all.
is only 9 million, then it's also something is wrong.
And also console revenue, I think. So
Okay.
but this was
Even
announced
even
sooner,
worse.
man. This is sooner. This was announced sooner, so it's like it's probably much more now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But anyway, we'll see what the full thing will be on August the 4th. Then we can see at least the mobile numbers. But it
So
doesn't.
on 4th of July, this game made 4.1 million on mobile.
Yes.
4.2. Yes.
4.2.
50% China.
We can check country filter.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I already checked it. It's 50% China. Like that's it.
Overall revenue 10% is US.
Yeah.
So like if we compare to something like Genshin, US is 14%, China is 40%, but that's all of like 4 years Genshin's revenue.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still very, very, very much like catered towards Asia. Like that's undisputable. But the thing is that
Felix, do you hear the sadness in his voice?
Yeah,
He's
like,
It's really hard listening
disappointed.
because
Absolutely disappointed.
I was really excited for this game. I'm sorry, because I
But
even saw it at Gamescom last year. Like there were like giant booths of it and everything, and I was still playing Honkai Star Rail very hard by the time.
Also, if you have a giant booth, that means like your game is gonna be solid. Oh,
What is this? A Schadenfreude podcast or what?
it's like just
like let's be constructive. Let's be constructive.
Okay.
Jakub, why does this game suck?
Yeah, it doesn't suck. It's just that I still have a problem with this kind of diminishing returns thing, where there's few factors. Let's talk about few factors why I don't think so. This worked out like everybody hoped. HoYoverse. So factor number one, this thing just has the same exact progression, same exact meta. It's the HoYoverse machine we've seen in Genshin, we've seen Honkai Star. It's pretty much the same. Even for me, it's kind of a okay. This is this thing, this is that thing. It's just like different visual. I'm just looking for like which
same thing all over again.
Yeah, same thing all over again. Just different core as the previous setup. Like the setup is exactly the same. Like they're money-making machine. The problem with money-making machines is that once you start putting them into, serialized manufacturing, stuff usually kick a lot of diminishing returns, which is what happened exactly here.
So the game is exactly the same but reskinned. Is that
No,
what you're
it's not
saying?
exactly the same. It
not
has
exactly
a lot
the
of
same.
other things which I think don't even help it, but still like the core and like not core gameplay, but like the most of it is you can clearly see miHoYo's handwriting all over it. The other big problem, one is this diminishing returns. That's like I think very big problem. The other big problem is that during this period and during this summer, we have a lot of anime RPG gacha games releases. And a lot, I mean a lot in revenue.
Tell me free.
So there's solo leveling,
That's
which
one.
already did, which we covered on the podcast already with John.
Yeah.
And
that was the best episode ever.
Very nice.
It was fun.
By the way, I'm still playing this game, and this game has the exact same core gameplay as Zenless Zone Zero. Exact same.
Making 40% less money on a daily basis if I'm looking at it correctly.
Yes, if you check how much marketing and production values and everything was invested into this game, my guess is that these guys are pretty profitable. This is Netmarble and doing like $500,000 a day still. And by the way, you see it's stabilized. If you go to active users, it's actually growing a little bit.
What do you mean by how much money they put into marketing and they're profitable? Like, what does that even mean? Like, is this like terrible quality? I'm not sure.
No, I'm not saying terrible quality. I'm saying for that much of production costs and values and everything that miHoYo thrown into it, comparing it that like they're making a little bit more than these guys. Yeah, like these guys are definitely much better off regarding their investment and like price to performance ratio.
Because they didn't put a lot of marketing behind.
And by the way, they could still go up because the anime is really killing it. There's going to be second season like around the corner, and my guess is this will bump up again.
Of course, it's killing it.
Yeah. So next one is even bigger, which is Wuthering Waves from Kuro, and this one is again more spiky because it's like much more gacha based, but it's already past 61 million again. So out of those three, this is actually doing half what like Soul Leveling is doing, but been there a little bit sooner before Soul Leveling.
But this is not even close to what the
Zenless Zero. This is actually more
Yes.
close to Genshin. This is open world. So this is more close to Genshin, and it's literally kind of going after Genshin setup. Like
in terms of revenue is not even close. It's longer on the market.
I'm not saying it's not even close. Of course, it is like, but yeah, I don't think so. There's gameplay here. Yeah, this is basically how it looks like. It's basically Genshin. But again, it's a giant anime gacha-based RPG can release during the same 1 to 2 months. That's there, which could add to the diminishing returns of Zenless Zero. Keep in mind, Zenless Zero was pushed away. It was supposed to release sooner. It didn't release the time we expected it to release. Yeah, that's it. And then what's the last thing that I wanted to?
I'm waiting for one more.
Yeah,
one more game that was released, which is anime game. You said 2.
You said
two
2
more.
So I want one more. Because this is not a very good argument for them not making that much money.
Yeah,
I still feel like this is not solid argument.
That
because those two games are making together less than Zenless and Zone Zero.
Yeah.
On a daily basis now, even after their decline. So
yeah. Sorry, forgot the last anime game that released during the same period. You know it, Dungeon and Fighter.
Jesus Christ! But seriously,
just saying.
Come on,
yeah, but
man.
it's made 500 million during the first month, man.
Yes, but it was already out on PC.
Yeah.
So again, okay, whatever. Okay, you said free, fine. Okay, fine.
There we go. Yeah.
No,
so let's go actually to the game. Let me put you on
Felix
the
got
screen.
blurred after your not so solid arguments. Like I'm waiting.
Yeah, let's go to the gameplay and we can really see why it's like more like about what's solid or what's not solid. Okay. So
what's different from last time we went through it? Have they changed anything to the gameplay, or is it still the same?
By the way, that's important. Like,
I don't think so. They didn't change much. That's
why
one
do you
of the
have
issues.
beta,
I don't know.
Like,
one of the things that they changed is this. Where is it?
The video. He still lives in a video
store.
Yeah, you still lives in a video store. There's like nothing changed about that. Like you still there. And by the way, this is their idle mechanic that you need to go here every day and even like set up the tapes and shit. Like, okay, you select the promoter and then you select actually like movies for the day because you have these like 3 whatever documentary.
Just put don't touch.
Then fantasy. And then what was romantic? I don't even have that card, so I can even use the bonus or whatever. Let's put in urban, whatever. That's it. This is your
I'd
idle
rather
mechanic
play
for every day.
Hexasort than play this game.
Yeah,
I know. That's because it has ads. Even
Primo,
in the
would you
core.
rather play Hexasort? Would you rather play Hexasort or this?
No,
Hexasort, absolutely.
Hexasort's too much. Sorry. Yeah, but the thing is that the main problem for me, like TLDR, is that this game has amazing combat. That's what we were all looking for last time we were looking. It has amazing. We'll get to it right in a second. It has amazing combat. It has amazing visuals. It has amazing production quality. Everything's fucking amazing. That's why I was like hoping. But the problem is that once you get to the like daily grind, the usual tempo of these games, daily quests, these achievements, the roguelike progression, gacha, blah 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 blah. There's so kind of a let's say. The time you spend in that amazing combat is very low compared to the other share of time that you do these videos there, whatever, random shits. You go around the street, you go and need to kind of pick a lotto ticket every day. I'm sorry.
Can you just automate this shit?
No, you can't. You literally need to walk to this guy and pick a lotto ticket. A scratch ticket.
Or maybe you just, you don't. You just
you do because it's part of the daily economy budget that you need to go. You need to go and get the noodles. You need to drink coffee. You need to go to the arcade.
If you don't do it, then you just
it's literally in your daily quests. And if you don't do daily quests, you don't get the hard currency. If you don't get the hard currency, you don't get gacha rolls. And if you don't get gacha rolls, you fuck.
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, that's very very simple. So the main thing, and
Is
I think
there a way
these guys still think even themselves they have a problem, is that if we go to the story commission and like let's just play some kind of a random mission and use our characters here, the TV screen's minigame, or let's say like they pretty much cut the thing that you are going through the environments into this TV screen minigame, whatever bullshit, and it's full of puzzles and whatever stuff that's kind of annoying once you have it pretty much in before any other combat encounter. And if I go into the mission or level, I pretty much spend like 70% time here and then 30% time in that amazing combat, and that's it. And one thing that could hint that they are also concerned about this, which was not in the beta, is this speed up button. But the speed up button, what it does is just, you see what happens, like it just increased the frame rate on this thing, so I can just move faster.
Wow.
That's it. Because before you would go even slower, see? And
That
this is
looks
just
quite annoying.
Yeah, it looks quite annoying. I was literally, I really wanted to kind of digest these things and just said like, okay, it's maybe just like I'm not used to it. I'm just like, too much, because I was playing Honkai for a year, like a very, very fanatically, and like didn't play Genshin, but I play all the anime games usually and everything. I was like, maybe it's me, maybe I just don't see this brilliance somewhere that like didn't shine on me. But I'm literally looking a few of my daily YouTubers that I get like builds and strategies and everything, and like all are bitching about this. All of them are bitching about this. It's not that like this is some Remo's random feedback. Everybody's bitching about
So
this.
wait. I think I have a good analogy for what you're saying. So for like a Western audience, it's like playing Red Dead Redemption 2. For the first time, you realize you need to ride literally like 40% of the time is just riding.
And then you eat cigarettes to gain health.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe something like that. But the problem is still like I don't know. I want to play. I don't want to do these stupid puzzles. I'm sorry. Like it gets really annoying once you have like I don't know how many of these, and they are again doubling down on the story. So there's so much story dialogue and like all these other things that are great, but they're in such giant quantity that it's completely annoying. And even though you can skip that, some of those you can't even skip that. Like you just can't.
I think they didn't get the
see
memo.
how much time we didn't even get to the gameplay and how much time we're just spending in this thing.
But it's because you're not moving. You're not focusing on it because you're
Yeah.
bitching.
No, I'm focusing
Yeah,
pretty much
exactly.
on it now.
Okay, focus on it.
Focus. I don't think they get the memo about like people not reading shit.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys, like, it's not how it works. So you
So
literally
when you focus on it, you did it in like 3 seconds, man.
yeah.
No, I skipped all the content that was beside the thing. I just like skipped it literally, so we can get to the actual combat. Like you see, like all the moves, and like I left like half of the level unfinished, just to get here. So
Wow, such a great combat.
you just don't know because you don't play these games.
Exactly.
That's the other thing. But yeah, the combat is
It
very
looks cool.
smooth. Yeah, it's and like this whole kind of switching mechanic and everything. The only thing I heard about the combat, like the critique to it, was that stuff feels too much like sponges, that you just takes too much hits to kill, and you don't really have this feeling of like killing tons of monsters swiftly, because there's always just 3, which means that or 3 or 4 or whatever, and it means like if we can just have like 3, then like we need to constantly increase their health like in giant numbers, so we can at least like throw some punches in them and shit. So okay,
And you never die, right?
You die, of course. You die. It's the HP damage game always, that like some levels require more HP, more damage. Also depends heavily. This game also heavily depends on skill, like which button you press, which combination, which element. Even you see like this is an electric guy, then I have this ice guy, then I have this fire girl, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it takes a lot of skilled gameplay. Like the combat has a lot of depth, don't get me wrong, that's like pretty good about it, but yeah, it feels a little bit like sponge. But the smoothness, the fluency and everything, like this boss, just check it out, like literally looks like from a console game, not really like a mobile game. So that's great. This is where I was so kind of hyped for the game, that or you see like this, like oh my god, amazing. Like the finisher moves, ultimates, and like all these other things. It's super smooth. Like it's like playing Tekken with Eddie. You know, like doesn't matter which button you mash. It looks cool.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, like see, like I wasn't like paying attention at all. Like you remember every time we play games here, and I try to play and comment on it, and it looks like shit. See how amazing it looks. It felt. It's great. So like this is the best part of the game. But as I said, I'm having the least share of time with it. Like I don't understand why.
But like how
again,
is the
again we're talking, again we're doing this, and back to the TV screen again. Like
how is the combat great if you don't focus on the combat and you just press button like a monkey and you still win? Like how?
Because
is it
was
great?
an easy level. It was an easy level, man. Like it was I'm over the level cap or whatever.
Okay.
What do you mean?
No, because like if you play something and it's great, then you actually
you mean
need
like
to
the
focus.
difficulty, like
Yeah. Like
it'll come later. Like it's just that I'm kind of over leveled because of it. And that's like I had
because
levels
you
where
do
I
all
died,
the daily
course.
quests.
Yeah, because I just did the daily because I wanted to see like the grind and like everything. But again, see, I can't even skip this. I just can't skip this. It just like again, and the story.
At least in Red Dead, you can skip it.
Yeah,
So
I'm sorry.
is,
Like some of these stories are unskippable. Like I'm sorry, the story is shit to me. I'm just like
That's what I was saying. Isn't this like an anime? A
Mm,
little bit.
It's not even anime, to be honest. Like a lot of people are saying that actually this is the most Western game they have, and I think so it is because it has this urban fantasy of all these hipster shits, whatever, and you need to drink cafe, latte, whatever. Like
That's what is. Yeah. Okay. So now
maybe
I know why
it's
you're pissed because you don't drink
Western
coffee.
people, and I'm like,
yeah, you don't do any of this.
I'm
in
already
reality.
used to
That's
Eastern
why.
people,
Yeah, you don't drink
Like,
coffee. So,
all
yeah,
these
of
like
course it's pissing me
movies
off.
and videotapes and like everything's pretty much like these videotapes, whatever. I don't know, like levels are literally just documentaries on VHS tapes, or I don't know. So yeah, maybe I think they were trying a little bit too hard with this, but I don't want to like tell anything about art styles as gorgeous and everything. Not really for me, but just the pacing. Like the pacing for me is just annoying in the end, that I would just want to have more action. If I just launch here solo leveling, like there's this thing I need to do, fight, then the other thing I need to do, fight, then like few strategy setup, change the element, hero, whatever, fight again, and like there we go. And I don't need to like read if there's a story. Okay, there's a skip button, there's this or that or whatever. Like and best thing is like you can skip the whole thing, and you can like here even the skipping takes too much.
I think this is the episode where Jakub bitches the most.
Yeah, I've never
But
heard
he's
him like this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He's like, I'm
Like,
trying
do I
to
egg
figure
him
out like
on?
why.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to
So
figure out why.
let's go to the actual like heroes and shit. So yeah, this is your daily quest, as I told you. Like you see, try one coffee. Check in with the scratch card at the newsstand. Open the video store for business. Spend battery charge, whatever the energy they have.
Maybe you should just try the one coffee in real life as well. The life will change for
coffee.
you. Exactly, and life will change. Maybe you will just immediately like the game.
Let's go to the standard thing. Like this is basically copy pasta from Genshin and Honkai. Not really different to it. Like you have your daily quest, you have your like early challenges that you need to build. You have your training, which is like spending your energy, which actually gives you XP. You have your other challenges. You have your roguelite mode, which is excellent. Like I think it's like one of the most sophisticated one that ever built with like prerequisites and shit. Like choose of the three, and then like it's like Hades basically built into it. Then you have like you see how many events they run. Basically, they'll just give you like 30 hard currency just to watch the trailer. Like, that's great. It's the usual HoYoverse, like we'll flood you with content. Like these guys are just excellent and making like so much content. I don't think so. Like all the other competitors that I've shown you, they have like so many events running and all these other things. They're just great because they know how to dish out shit ton of content. Where we are, yeah. There's the battle pass thing as usual. Really, again, I don't think so. There's much kind of big differences between those. Like exactly same setup. Like you can take a hero token after end of it if you buy it and so on and so forth. Exactly the same as Honkai has. If we go to Gacha is actually a little bit okay, Matej sleeps. If we go to Gacha is actually a little bit more complex than I thought, because you have the main banner character, which is this one, where we have Ellen now. Then we have her weapon, which is the weapon gacha. Again, same as Genshin, same as Honkai. For now, is the same. There's you have like the the default gacha. Again, everything seems until this. And then they have this Bang Boo gacha, which is these other characters that are just some kind of like additional power layer that they like funny layer that they added in, where you have these characters. They even have their own kind of story. It's basically like the fourth character in the team that you can take in and like does silly stuff and actually has like elemental damage, and you can level it up. Like here they are. Yeah, so that's nice. I don't really get the fantasy, but okay. So basically,
they're cute. They're there
yeah,
for
they're
cute
cute.
comic
They're-
relief, right?
Yeah, something like that. Then you have this kind of giant UI where there's like all these other things that you can kind of look through. There's of course like the usual achievement stuff, and I don't know, like a lot of. By the way, I even have a WhatsApp chat with the game, where the game literally prompts you to talk with it in WhatsApp, and in WhatsApp you literally send one of these bugboos on a journey, and then the game replied to me 4 days later that, hello, here's the code, go to redeem it into the game, and it was on WhatsApp. So they have like HoYoverse or miHoYo, they
Interesting
always have,
integration.
they have very nice external integrations with web events, browser events, WhatsApp events, whatever, like everything outside of game, like their own Wikipedia, everything's linked between Genshin, Honkai, and I think even the content releases between these games don't coincide within each kind of each other. So you can play, if you're like a big HoYoverse fan, all of those if you want, if you're like literally just playing these all games together. There's the usual kind of energy mechanic, same as the other games, like not really that much difference with it. Hard currency, soft currency. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Like maybe the other big difference, like let me show you. They have this kind of a training setup when you actually decide how to spend your energy yourself. Where we are. Yeah, here, training, let's check. So there's this training facility where you actually set up the level itself here, where like I want to like farm for this or that, whatever, like let's say this, and then I can change the challenge level, and I can literally change the mobs in the level, like how much of the mobs I want to actually have, and therefore like I will have more rewards. It'll be a little bit harder. So if we save this and then go and deploy, we actually spend that much energy and like focus farm whatever we want from the game. I don't think so. I've seen this feature
Well,
before.
so you can fight more.
Yeah, you can fight more, but like you spend your energy in like 15 minutes basically, this whole 300 that I have there, and it takes 1 day to regenerate, literally like one whole day, and that's it, and goodbye. And you just
you can
fight.
pay.
Oh, you can pay, of course. But you just fight in these
Easy.
like X-Men sphere-like simulations. I don't know even how to call this thing. It's just, but it's literally like that. Like, you know, you remember what they had in the movie.
Yeah.
They could just go and simulate stuff because there's nothing. It like they're just like seems like empty Unity scene or whatever, and then you just fight monsters that they spawn.
Oh, I
into,
know.
and that's it.
This is a scene from Supermarket Manager. Supermarket Simulator.
Would you rather
Yeah.
play Supermarket Simulator or this?
Oh, this for
Probably
sure.
bullshit.
man.
Yeah. It's not that bad. It's just that I think because of all the expectations that we already got by Genshin and Honkai Star Rail, I was probably just expecting like best thing since bread, which I didn't get. So maybe that's a problem. I don't know. But for me, it's just, you know, this is not only my feedback. This is also like feedback that I see within the players. We were just talking about it this week that PC Gamer gave this 55 out of 100.
Yeah.
Which is still a lot for a free-to-play game from PC Gamer, but like I would expect it, they would give it higher score. I think they give Honkai a higher score there because they just literally said that it's just like the same, more of the same with more like marketing polished machine, because that's what they basically did. So yeah.
Now you're finally playing, and then you can't even talk properly, so it's fine.
See,
Yeah.
like it gets
Yeah,
harder.
yeah,
Like,
fine.
don't
Yeah,
get
yeah,
me
yeah.
wrong.
Finally, something more challenging.
And the
It's
problem
good.
is that the buttons are different than the buttons that I use in solo leveling, so I just can't play two of the same games with my motor skills, which is like my memory.
You can just, use a different keyboard.
The good thing about solo leveling is that they have auto combat. These guys don't have auto combat, by the way.
Oi, oi, oi.
like solo leveling, I can just use all my keys or energies or whatever dailies, and I can leave it playing auto combat because I know I would win those battles anyway. And here I need to manually grind through those, which I hate, to be honest. Like in this day and era, I just love games that I can leave playing themselves on the second monitor.
Yeah, that's all you cheating your way through all
it's
the games.
It's not cheating. Like you would just leave your phone playing itself. Like doesn't matter, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just saves
Why?
time. It's just convenience. Convenience, nothing else.
You know, the game is supposed to be played.
No, that's not free to play games, man.
Well,
All
up
right.
to you.
So, what do you want to say? Last things about this game? I think we talked enough about it.
Yeah, what's interesting is that let me maybe return a little bit to the charts at least.
I would like to hear like which game would you rather play from all of these three? Genshin.
I'm
Honkai,
already still playing Soul Leveling. I'm playing it still.
Genshin,
from the moment.
Honkai, or Zenless.
Honkai.
Honkai.
I stopped playing Honkai like around Christmas, I think. But until Christmas, I played Honkai from April when it basically from it launch until Christmas, and it was really good. And at some point, I got a little bit like I've seen it all moment. I've seen it all moment basically. I hit it, and the content treadmill was just too much for me, literally. Good thing is that you can replay old events in Honkai. You don't need to kind of stress about it, so they kind of leave them somewhere in the shelf, and like you can return yourself to them later, which is great. But it still took so much time. I just didn't have the time. But Honkai was great, and if I would have more time, I would be still playing it. It's like just amazing. But this one didn't really click with me, and it seems didn't really click with the data. Also,
with the data.
But very interesting. One very interesting fact that I wanted to show you, if I can just get
show
it
us
running. Yeah.
Please.
So if you see first month daily revenue for both Honkai and Genshin.
It's your downloads.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is very important. So let's just take like first year. And let's go like this. So if we see the numbers here, you see that if it was launched something like end of September, Genshin spiked to something like 7 million. And because of their very specific revenue shape profile, it always looks like a shark fin. Like this is very important to say. Like everybody's just looking at the Zenless Zone Zero chant like, oh, it's a shark fin. That's bullshit. It's not a shark fin.
Is it not an unfortunate shark fin?
Because they have that 3 weeks gacha cycles and they make money mainly on that gacha. It always will look like this, like
it's gonna get
like
spiky.
patient pulse or whatever. And the important thing is that if these spikes go higher or lower, that's the very important. Because if you see, for instance, how Genshin did, it grows something like 7 million or whatever, but then these spikes, they go all the way to something like 10 or like even whatever,
even
over 10.
10 even or 10.
No, like
or 11.
Let's get the full timeline there. How big are some of these spikes? See, what's this spike? 13
in a day.
Yeah. Like you see the revenue here, like from 2020 over 4 billion just in mobile.
Yeah.
And if we go to Honkai, I think the same pattern will emerge there. That there we go. Launch. Yeah. So a little bit different. They started, I guess, with a little bit more of a bang with like 16 million spike. But you still see here, like I think this is Kafka, this big spike or something, March or later.
Yeah, good old Kafka.
Good old.
We talked about her
Kafka,
million times
pretty much.
on the podcast.
But that's the power of these waifu games. Like you collect them even though you don't need them, because they're waifus. That's how this whole machine works.
Sure, but then if you start on 7 million or 16 and now you start on 4,
that's the
5
big issue. But as I said, Genshin, went over its launch spike. So I think the most important thing to assess how Zenless Zone Zero is kind of going around regarding revenue will be this next gacha spike. So the moment another character goes into banner, which is when the spike happens, and by the height of that spike, you can then predict how good. Either they release a shit character, which I think they will. I think there's actually already announced who's the character, but I don't know. Hopefully it's a waifu. And by that spike and by the height of the spike, you can then assume how the thing will go. Because active user wise, yeah,
Felix and me, we're obviously the biggest
going
anime
down,
experts.
unfortunately.
Don't worry,
in the
listeners.
horror.
Next time we're gonna cover a game that has IPs, ads, cool hooks,
What
and
the fuck are
interesting
you talking
things.
about? These make so much IMPs than like 10 of your Hexa swords.
That's true.
Pretty much.
That's true.
It's pretty much yes.
I will give you that. I will give you that much.
Yeah, I mean, don't poke too much, Felix. Like, we don't have the arguments against the IPs. The only argument is like this is making less money than the previous two games, which I mean could be for whatever reasons.
Still a lot of money.
Still all the money.
Giant amount of money. I just don't think it fulfilled their expectation as miHoYo. That's one thing. And the other thing, I think it's very, very hard once you get this like golden goose machine running, you trying to pivot from it. Because it already worked for them with Honkai. And you know why third time wouldn't be the charm, which seems it isn't, at least. Because if you let's look at whole miHoYo basically revenue wise. So if we look here, those two games are kind of the same together. Because if I take
for your listeners, all miHoYo has made 6.2 billion basically, and
on mobile
on mobile only 4 of that comes from. Is that which one is
top
that?
one?
Genshin.
Is Genshin. Bottom one is Honkai Star Rail. Yeah. But it pretty much kind of average out itself. So they're kind of on the same revenue they were with Genshin. So these two games definitely, like Genshin is in decline if we just take out Honkai from the portfolio. But together, because they run those games together, like they're at the same revenue. Yeah. Still don't see any PC and console revenue.
Yeah.
No.
We don't, but honestly, like you mentioned, I can share some of the UAVs.
By the way, I'm getting ads all the time.
Man, me too.
All
and
the
time. I was even getting so many videos for like the pre-registration campaigns. By the way, yeah, like
Any good hooks?
Man, just like CGI stuff. I mean, no, you can't even think about any hooks in kind of in this. It's really great. It's amazing. Wait.
Production value.
Yeah, production value, but I just need to spare your ears. So you don't really, I mean, die. You don't. I mean,
that's the hairs, basically their first 3 characters, which they're promoting from from the start. They were literally people walking in these costumes in Gamescom.
Of course. 103 pulls. Okay, good. No, like look, they have like all the networks basically everywhere. So with regards to what you said, they're spending all the money. Absolutely, not making that much money though. So
do you think they're profitable? Probably, right?
Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to listen to this AI voice.
Like there's a waifu YouTuber commenting on it.
Waifu YouTubers going,
yeah. This is a new trend on Twitch, by the way, where people on Twitch, they don't use their actual faces; they use actual like a modeled waifu character to speak instead of themselves.
Yes, it's called VTubers. Yes,
yeah, VTubers.
And it's I mean it's not like very recent. It's been going on for a while. Jesus Christ. You have the codes, Zenless gift. Okay, great.
It's basically in-game cinematics from the game.
I'm pretty sure like with all the non-skippable intros and shit or like stuff. It's just
I keep seeing the bear character all the time.
Really? I mean, this is interesting.
Okay, so a real Twitch YouTuber.
Yeah, they have real people actually talking about it. This girl, but it's all the same. It's all the same. What can we? I mean,
What do you expect? Like,
yeah,
you know,
we can't. Yeah,
life is being pulled into lava or what?
Yeah, ooh, that would be great. I mean, I would try that because, like, again, all this.
Of course,
Yeah,
like
it's-
they want to double down on their production quality because nobody can match that. Like that's
Yeah,
understandable.
Look, they have 3-minute long videos, so I mean, they are kind of riding
This is
the
basically
trends.
an anime. Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's basically anime, and but I mean, it's not that interesting, honestly. At least, and this is my very subjective opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's my very subjective opinion. It looks amazing, but is this like a video creative or like a that's trending at the moment? I mean,
What do you think CPIs are on this? It must be.
honestly, I don't really know.
If you had to guess,
don't-
though, like if you had to guess,
Because the installation packages was like 6 gigs.
Yeah, the conversion is very low, honestly. That's a very hard guess. Okay, in US, oops. Let's see. I think it can be anything between 10 to 30. That would be my guess. Definitely lower than a Metri.
We still don't see, like, keep in mind that we still don't see a lot of their channels in China, which are just out of our reach.
We don't, but let's, we see Facebook, which they don't run that much. Okay, they run.
The thing is that I'm not saying like they did something very wrong. I think they kind of iterated what they had, but the problem is that it pretty much hit the diminishing returns of what they had already. So they did everything they could, which I think is great in itself, but it's not enough, unfortunately, for the diminishing returns to be nullified.
You say diminishing returns one more time. It's gonna be banned from this podcast as well. There are a lot of YouTube and Google, obviously. Let's see TikTok. With this game, it's gonna be more TikTok. Yeah, okay, for sure. All the same. So it's like 10 concepts, people, anime, story, and there we go. I know, but they were like running quite a lot of the pre-registration campaigns, which I saw, and it was interesting. They were not only running this for the store, but also for their website, and I think it was like either for PC client or do they have a PC client? I think so.
Yeah, of course. I'm playing on PC client.
Okay. So it wasn't like a regular pre-registration campaign. You ran
I see
on
it all
Google.
the time, by the way, in BlueStacks and all the other emulators.
Yeah, of course.
Spammed with those.
Yeah. So, and I don't know. Honestly, this was just like the saddest episode ever. I think the saddest
really
episode
was
ever. Yeah, it's like
the sadness multiplier was real.
Yeah.
Like, they can still, kind of do something with it. The best assessment will be after like 1 or 2 content cycles until we see those spikes that we see with Genshin and Honkai. And by the time we can say,
I can bet you like it's not gonna be more. It's gonna be maybe like 3 mil a day max, or maybe like 3.5. It's not gonna be more than the launch.
Than the launch spike.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say no, not really.
Let's see. It's just that, yeah.
All right, on that bombshell, time to end.
Yes, yeah, because we are already in China. If you're listening
Probably
to this episode,
talking to miHoYo directly. Hello.
Yeah, hello guys.
hello.
I'm preparing for a party at Lilith's Games offices on Friday. So
but as I said, I would really like for miHoYo to do something out of their way of what like their kind of gacha machine they have. Like I think they need to change their meta here to kind of move away from it. To have a fort.
What would be your score for this game, Mr.
5 out of 100.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the game is not bad. Don't get me wrong. Like as I said,
Tell them
because
the
of
score.
the
I don't give a fuck about this.
6.5. Score.
6.5. Okay.
6.5.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, listeners, thank you very much for listening. Please cheer yourself up after this episode. We will try to do that as well. And,
go roll some waifus in Gacha.
I'm not sure if people want to do that after this one, but yeah. Anyway, and
Man,
see you.
If you come to this point and you're listening to this episode, you're going to do exactly that.
That's
I
true.
can guarantee
Yeah,
it.
that's true. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. So thank you very much. Please share the episode, maybe not this one, but the others with your industry friends, friends and colleagues, and then see you next time. Thank you very much. Join our Slack channel. That's very important.
Yeah, get those waifus. See you around.
Bye bye.